Hi everyone, welcome back to another reading. Let's see what's coming up for this week. Big week, right? Big week. Just astrologically, but also really for me, I'll tell you what it feels like for me. It feels like, I don't want to say a breaking point, but it is a point where in certain areas of my life, I have reached a limit. Oh gosh. Yeah, reached a limit. And what a card we get here, which is the Strength card. Yeah, you've had to be strong for a long time. Funny that that's what I said, like, as soon as I started the video. It's about the strength and patience that you've had to endure for a long time. That's what it feels like. And perhaps some of you are reaching that limit in uncertainty, in just this waiting phase for, gosh, whether it's like even a relationship or whether it's to do with your career break. You're wanting to just know, you get some certainty. It's like, yeah, it's like uncertainty that you've been in for quite a long time, and it feels like you're reaching your breaking point. That's what I mean. Doesn't matter which area it's in, but you're kind of like, I just need stability. You know, loads of areas of your life are kind of like up in the air and moving around, and now you're like, stability is something I could really use right now. That's what I get here. The Priestess, but reversed. Yeah, it's impacting your trust in the universe. It's impacting your connection to God. You know, in this trialing times, you may say the words that yes, it's gonna happen, but perhaps it's more to convince yourself, and that's okay. We are on this journey of like really trusting and navigating life through the signs we get, through the synchronicities we get, through the guidance we get, right? And sometimes when things are so turbulent that you don't know what to do, often there's only one path, which is to surrender, which is to truly surrender and offer everything up to universe and God, and basically say, well, I don't know what's happening, so I'm offering it up to you because I need help and I don't know how to navigate this aspect of my life or this next step. I don't know. You offer it up. You offer it up to God, and that will be listened to. 100% will be listened to, because in the past, whenever you've made that prayer, whenever you felt like things were difficult, it was listened to. You know, things did change, things did improve, things changed for the better. What you couldn't take anymore, you realized this is telling me something, and you've really reflected on what is it telling me, and you realize, right, now's the time to truly ask and offer it all up to universe, because you don't know, like, you can't see the next thing. Page of Inspiration. Page of Wands. Yeah. So the message here I get is I see like two black cats. So I do see that you are massively protected. I do see black cats as protection. You are massively protected in the next phase of your life. It's like, yeah, you are protected in the sense that if you are feeling like, what if my finances run out completely? What if what if I quit this job and nothing else lines up? What if I leave this relationship and nothing else comes up? It's that kind of energy, but you are protected. You have this cushion, which is there for you. A cushion that is actually going to be there for you if you choose to let go of something prior. I wanted to check the message, because sometimes I don't know. Sometimes the messages are synchronicities, so I like to check them. Emperor card. Red color, I see here. Okay, this is root chakra. Root chakra is all about stability, all about solid ground. Couple of meanings that I get here. Funny, I did this, and that is exactly the posture that is on this card. Yeah, the message I get here is you're going to be solid, grounded, and stable very soon. Very soon, it looks like. those of you who are seeking stability, you're kind of like, I just want to know my next steps. Where can I be? Where can I stay? You know, sometimes I think like I've started this, you know, I started my spiritual business about a year ago. No, last January is when I officially started it. And I started, you know, knowing that part of my money that, you know, I had was going to come from my savings. And the first 3 months I had kept this cushion for me, and just to basically try out different things, because you don't know, right? And sometimes you don't know you don't have to just leave your other job or whatever you're doing completely to be able to do this one thing. It's just, for me, that was something that was not an option, right? I just decided that I didn't want to do what I was doing previously. That much I knew. And I knew that if I gave myself fully 3 months to truly do this one job, which was these YouTube videos, improving on my marketing skills, sales, and, you know, all these things, that I truly gave myself that time to really have a mentor and learn from them, that was going to be more beneficial than me having a part-time job, which would take some time away from focusing on this. But also, I was burnt out. From a previous career, and it was time to simply just relax from it. And part of that burnout was to do with not necessarily just having so much work to do, but actually it was more to do with the fact that I had given myself so much work to do as well, because I wanted to do everything with perfection and with such high quality, and I always wanted to output that into my work, that actually I didn't realize the burnout necessarily wasn't always caused by the work itself, but was caused by the fact that I wanted perfection in my work. I definitely had imposter syndrome, definitely felt like, gosh, I don't think this is like high enough standards, this isn't good, and like always felt that way despite being in a room of people who were at the same level as me, and, you know, just there wasn't a difference, but I always felt like, gosh, this doesn't feel like I have it in control. And it was the burnout from that, really, to be honest, more so than the actual job itself. You know, it was burnout from, gosh, I'm going to have to really, really look at my patterns here. And that, even though I use money from my savings to really fully go into my business for the first 3 months, that still was still worth it, because I truly got a chance to recover. And I realized I'm quite independent, and I organize my own hours, and organizing my own hours gives me flexibility to organize my own routine. By organizing my own routine, I was able to take care of my health and really kind of work on my healthy routines and habits. And it just gave me the freedom to really not even think about anyone or anything else, but truly just focus on myself completely, look at where my energy is depleting. And I tried different things out. You know, I collaborated with different people to try different mindset courses, and I ran a mindset course. And I did all these things to truly give me, so almost like this beta testing of what am I good at and what am I not good at. I did workshops. What was I good at and not good at really was a gathering time. And that's what I forget what the initial part was. Yes, so reaching stability. So maybe some of you have been trying something for a while. You've tried different things, you know, this beta testing that you've done, and you've seen what works, what doesn't work, but now you are almost like, I'm done trying. I just want a solid ground, a solid basis from which I can build on. Oh yes, I just remembered my point about the story that I told you about my business. When I started it, 3 months cushion, right? I used it. And after the 3 months, I decided, okay, well, do I stay at the time I was living in Germany, do I stay in Germany or not? Partly because nothing was really holding me back there. You know, yes, there were friendships that I loved dearly, but there wasn't anything solid really holding me back. You know, there wasn't like necessarily a partnership or, you know, even like a job necessarily then, because I had switched careers. So there was nothing really holding me back. So that's when I decided, okay, right, if it's not holding me back, it's time to pivot right now, time to move. And as soon as I moved, to be honest, there were clients as well that I had, but also money poured in ways that I couldn't have planned. Really couldn't have planned. I didn't know money could come through that ways. My routine changed. Yes, I had to move back to my home country and my parental home at the time, but still, like, you know, the ways that I was taken care of, whilst that was not on the plan, that was not necessarily initially on my agenda, right, to move. I was going to be living in Berlin, for ages, but that quick decision making, yes, it takes a bit of, you know, it does require a bit of cushion to move you, but at the same time, it was like, how do I say it? It was kind of this feeling that, that, you know, I am kind of taken care of. Like, I didn't plan this, but I'm still like, okay. And it's been a year and a bit since I've been running my services and offering my services. And somehow I've still been okay. And that's a miracle. You know, by miracle, I mean, like, still been okay in terms of like money and stuff, you know. Yes, the clients have come, but also I've tried different workshops, tried different things, you know. It's allowed me this flexibility to try different things, but still be okay in terms of like, you know, have a kind of like, you know, when you start a business right at the beginning, it requires a lot of nurturing. It requires a lot of testing what works, what doesn't, and not knowing where it's going to go, what the direction of a business or whatever you're doing of your path is going to be, is just part of the process. And we can't predict what's going to happen, you know, in a year or 2 years time. That is something you go along with as you take the next steps. The further steps get revealed to you. This is exactly the same, kind of like I was taking certain steps and the steps were revealed to me later on, not necessarily right at the beginning. It was after I took action and decided to try different things was when the steps were revealed to me. Yeah, the Emperor indicates that. This is red color, which is Mars energy as well, which is all about action taking. If you're familiar with the planet of Mars, in astrology, it indicates action oriented. It is all about high energy, fire energy. You know, it's kind of, a very action oriented. So in order to see certain results, you have to take some sort of action. You have to take action, and then the next steps will be revealed. Yeah, you need kind of like information input, right, from your environment, where even if it's a no, even if it doesn't work, even if something just doesn't make sense, then you can pivot slightly differently. I know I've done that. If you check my Instagram page, you'll see how I offer my coaching, and my coaching is all based on a certain theme that I have for my brand, and it's based on helping women overcome their old outdated beliefs, to overcome that conditioning of what we had as when we had as a child, you know, that good girl conditioning, and how to overcome that. And you can see the development of my business. If you are a business owner, and if you are building your own either coaching business or something like that, do check that out. Right. I pulled out a couple of other materials, a couple of other cards, which is Six of Materials, Six of Pentacles, equal give and take. This is all about equal give and take. Whatever you put in, whatever the efforts that you've put in the last couple of months, years, it's going to come back to you. You are going to see the rewards. Page of Voices. So the message that I get here is, almost like there's criticism of yourself or where you are at the moment, thinking that you should be further along, criticism of yourself, like thinking that you should be further along, you should have more clients, you should have been married by now, you should have something. It's almost like looking through the eyes of criticism at the stage of life that you're at right now. But fear not, Knight of Inspiration has come about, which is all about momentum. Knight of Wands. So this is fast moving card with a lot of energy. So energy will be coming either through you right now, or things are going to be taking off. They're going to be taking off so much so that you start to feel better. You start to gain more clarity in your next steps. You start to see the result of what you have put in. You know, all the efforts and learnings and all the efforts and learnings that you have taken, and especially if you've had coaches and healers help you out as well, you will see the rewards of that. There's no doubt, because by investing in yourself, you are ultimately investing in your spiritual growth, and the spiritual growth is always rewarded. Okay, let's get a couple of other cards. Mary Magdalene, Teacher Awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. So even if you are in a bit of a lull period in your life, if you're feeling like, I start and then, again, red colours, I start and then I feel like, gosh, no, I don't know if it's going to help. I start and then, you know, it's kind of like that. And you're feeling like, gosh, I don't know if it's going to work. But it's still worth putting out what you need to put out, because that's actually your method of release what you have learned, and you have something very valuable to share, which needs to be heard by other people. And once they can resonate with you, what you share, that can really help them. And ultimately, by helping them, you are also helping yourself. Yeah. Experiencing grace, Paul the Venetian. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Again, another card all about sharing your gifts. Another card about that. And the last card. Again, another card about that. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. So this is all about your sacral chakra. Perhaps you've been clearing out your sacral chakra. That's going to help you to express yourself. So, I don't know how to say that. Life force. Express your driving passion. Wow, this is all fire energy. I see a lot of reds, a lot of talk about your life force, sharing what you're good at, sharing your gifts with grace. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. Quite incredible. Okay. So much red. I see stability, and I also hear that funny I said I also hear that this is the card that I got. Listen quietly. Yeah, I also just heard that once you start sharing your gifts, that's where your stability and grounding will come. Listen quietly. Listen quietly to that inner voice. Okay. What are you meant to do? It is within reach. It's so close. It's so close. Don't give up on this last moment. It is so close. It's closer than you think. Whether that is a relationship, whether that is a career of your dreams, whether that is finding your passion, it is very close. You're kind of at the rock bottom, and you're kind of at the rock bottom right now. You're actually very, very close. Rock bottom is a very close point towards building something new. Yeah, but you're very close to it. So don't give up. Don't let this week be the one that you give up. on whatever it is that you want. Don't let it be that this week. After this week, maybe you can think about giving it up, but not right now. You're at the last leg of this whole testing phase that perhaps maybe has been for months, years, weeks, but you're on the last leg of it. And that's the hardest part usually, because that's when either your business finances are running out, or you feel like you're not meeting anyone like once you're dating, or you feel like, you know, your partner isn't coming despite doing all this inner work. You feel like you have gained so much knowledge and achieved so much, yet something is just not arriving, and you're perhaps at a point where you're kind of like, I just can't take it anymore, I want to give up. Yeah, it's that kind of feeling, which means that you're most likely on rock bottom. And how many stories have you heard about when people reach rock bottom, when, you know, there's just no sign of like hope or help, and then it just arrives at the 11th hour. I know that's happened to me many times in many areas of my life, and it's only now that I've cultivated deep trust that I know with certainty that that help will come. But if you don't have that certainty right now, I'm bringing that to you, that the help will come at the 11th hour. Whatever you're looking for, whether it's like covering certain rent, maybe you're calling in certain clients, but it is important that you keep taking action and keep showing up as if you have everything. That doesn't mean you go spend, you know, money here and there, but it just means that you show up like, despite being hurt in a lot of relationships, you show up still that you are open to love. Despite having many businesses that failed or careers that failed, you show up with this wisdom and knowledge that now you are better equipped to make further better decisions. You still show up in that way. You still show up that as if life is rigged in your favor, because it is. It is guiding you exactly where you are meant to go. So keep that faith for just this week, and I'm sure a lot of things will be revealed to you. Okay, I hope this reading has helped you, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.